You know the story of Joseph and his famous coat, right? But is it just a story? Or could it be actual history, hiding in plain sight? Let's dig in and find out.
Joseph's story is, of course, a cornerstone for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The themes are just so powerful. We know the basic plot: prophetic dreams, jealous brothers, slavery, and then, wow, a major rise to power.
But here's something you might not know. The story isn't told in just one way. So you have the version in Genesis and the one in the Quran. Same core story, different details.
In fact, the Quran actually calls it the best of stories. That's some pretty high praise.
Okay, so beyond the texts, the big question is there any actual physical proof?
Well, check this out. Archaeologists found a palace in Egypt built for a high-ranking Semitic official.
And in the garden? A pyramid tomb, a huge honor for a foreigner, with this statue inside.
Now look closely at that coat. It's striped and multicolored. Sound familiar? A really striking parallel. So, when did this happen? Scholars debate the exact timing, pointing to a couple different Egyptian dynasties.
Some think maybe it was a vizier named Anku. Others point to a chancellor named Baya.
But maybe the most fascinating clue from the palace is this little seal impression right here. One reading says these aren't gods but symbols for Israelite tribes, like Joseph as the bull. Now let's switch gears. Beyond artifacts, the way the story is written is its own kind of evidence. See, the Genesis version uses this really clever literary pattern. It's called a chiastic structure. The narrative builds to a peak, then perfectly mirrors itself on the way down. An incredible design. So what's the point? The story of Joseph just connects with us on so many different levels. It's fundamental to major religions, sure, but it's also a huge part of global art and culture.
Which leaves us with a final thought. Does a story's truth come from facts or from its meaning?